you know, I wasn't even thinking about taxes because see, taxes be something altogether different for me. But oh, excuse me, lemonade. But as the title of this video states, girl, flip your own tax money. I don't know if this time period has even passed. I don't even know because I don't even be, man. Once upon a time, I used to love income tax time. Be like, oh, I'm gonna get a return. Now it'd be like, oh, damn. They say when you start making money, you gotta put anyway, another subject. But flip your own tax money. Why? And that's, I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I like to say that because, I don't want to get off on the wrong foot with you. People telling you about you need to do you. I'm not them people. This is something to think about type of move. Okay. On average, we're going to use low numbers here. Okay. We're going to use a low number. I don't know and don't care what you get back, but maybe you just take $1,000. Just $1,000. Take $1,000 and only use it for the purchase and the selling of, to come into the medical commodities group. And I will show you how, if you only use that money for that, how you will keep that money moving like this. You know what I'm saying? You can take just an example. I wonder, can I do it on here? And then that way it won't be, I'll do it on my whiteboard. Okay. And I think I'm just going to, what is that? Okay. Yeah. So, say you have that much. Okay. And on average, we double our money. Okay. On average. Worst case scenario, you double your money. Okay. So say you did this, you joined the group and you got your $1,000 to the side. You follow the marketing, you get people calling you, and bam. Let's say on your first deal, somebody had, I don't know, they had 10 boxes, okay? 10 boxes. And we just gonna use hypothetical numbers, okay? This is not in stone. This is not what it go for. I'm just using examples, okay? Your first phone call, you get 10 boxes, okay? And you're gonna pay your client $10 a box. So you pay $100, okay? You got 10 boxes at $100, okay? All right, then the next, somebody called you, the next, excuse me, the next time you get 6 boxes of 100 counts, okay? So you end up paying $120 for those, right? Okay. All right. And then, bam, somebody else called you. I got 15 boxes, 15 100 counts. 100. And then, so you paid $150 for them, right? Okay. Okay, that show you ready to go ahead and cash out. Okay. So we said, hey, you already know how we do things because I tell you in the group, and you do your invoice, and whoop-de-whoop. And then, so you spent 1, 2, 370. 370 is what you put in, right? And you invoice me and you get your money back. And we're gonna say just on just say the 10 boxes that you paid $10 for. We're gonna say you got $20. You invoice me for $30. So you end up getting back, just on the first one, you got back $300. Then the boxes 100 that you paid $20 for, you invoice me for $40, for $40. So so you got 200, you paid 120, you got 240 back on those. Then you got 15 boxes of 100 counts. And these particular ones was $50 a piece that so you paid, wait, maybe I'm wrong on this because that's only $10. No, let's say for these ones, okay, we'll just leave it like that because I ain't got time to be. Okay, so that, and then you paid $10. Say maybe you got them for a deal. You paid $10 a box, but they actually invoiced for $50. So 50, 15 times is what? 50 times 15 is $750. So that's $750. Okay. So now your total is 9. Let's see, 300, 240, 750, 0, 9, 12. Let's see, 5, yeah. So you spent 370, but you invoiced back for that much. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But it ain't gonna happen like that. Okay. You know, if you don't believe, and maybe that's what I need to touch on, because when I first got in this business, when I first started doing this, I did it because somebody put me on because I was trying to buy a course. And I've told this story many times, but maybe I need to keep telling it. I was trying to buy a course that I didn't have at that time. I didn't have the money for, the extra money for. I didn't have no, back then, shoot, man. Anyway, I don't even want to talk about no bills, but I didn't have the money for it at that time. So he was like, okay, cool, no problem. I'll teach you how to do this so you can make the money right quick, with the emphasis on right quick, so you can go ahead and get the course. And I'm like, okay, cool. And it didn't take me long. It did not take me long. It did not take me long. And I was able to buy that course. But I realized, and, with doing it, and he was teaching, I learned how, all I had was Facebook until I, made money, kept making money, and then decided to expand out and put signs out. So that's what I'm saying. I learned straight from Facebook, and as they call it, spamming and the buy sell trade, whatever you want to call it. Whatever, whatever, and did just that, and got a lot of clients to this day who either found me off Facebook, still my client from Facebook, you know what I'm saying? And or have worked with me in the past from off Facebook. Okay. And I offer, science too. Now, don't get me wrong. I love bandit science for real. But that require a little physical activity, and but it's very well possible. But my point was, once I realized how quick I made that money, I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna stick with this. What? And it felt I was making, and then what happens in this market is the prices, they fluctuate. I mean, I've been in times where we have certain test strips that we get $50 for now, $60. Back in the day, we was getting like 100. The value had increased with a lot of them. And that's what happens. They fluctuate. They're up, they're down, they're phasing out. Then you're getting these new things that are coming in, so on and so forth, that we kind of keep you up on as to what we're buying. But I remember when I was making, though it was so many, I dedicated myself to running. You know what I'm saying? I ran, I posted, I knew every day somebody had to call me. You know what I'm saying? And it's a different energy knowing they got to call. Who they gonna call me? I would post my ads, but be positive. I think that was the point I was getting to. Mindset. Mindset. I had really got off into, that's when I first had met like Brian Harris, just got into Neville Goddard. I was listening to Bob Proctor. I was just really starting to get really, really into that space of being positive, and I was still transitioning. I went 100%, but I'm telling you, I saw a difference when I was meditating and when I was just didn't worry. I didn't sit up and say, ain't nobody call me, this ain't gonna work. No, we didn't say too many can'ts and ain'ts and won'ts. No, we would do, it's gonna work itself out. It's gonna be okay. But the main thing was, I never forget when I wanted to go to Arizona to go meet, because it was the Sean Terry event, real estate event. And Brian Harris was the guest speaker. And I was like, oh man, I want to go. I wanted to go hear Brian. Yeah, I wanted to go hear Sean Terry, but I really wanted to hear Brian. And I'm like, man, but my daughter, I ended up, I forgot what I did. I had my daughter go with me. My oldest daughter went with me. So I had to buy 2 tickets, 2 plane tickets, a hotel room, rent a car when I got there. I had to and we made a decision to go in such a short period of time. And see, if you don't know about me, I budget. I had a so I'm like, this came up, and yes, we need to go, but we don't have a budget for it at this time. So of course we are, and I think at that time, Brian, I know Brian was coming on Facebook all the time, but I knew enough based on what we had been taught, what I had been learning and stuff. I knew what I needed to do. I knew what I needed to do. And I'm gonna tell you what I did. I sat back on my couch. That's when you can tell that Neville Goddard. That's what I sat back on my couch, and I kind of got quiet. I guess a meditative state. And I imagined myself walking through my door with a big bag, like a garbage bag full of test strips. And I couldn't tell you where they came from. They came from different places, but I knew I had walked through the door and I had a bag. I was walking through the door. So I didn't see myself walking through the door. I was walking through the door and I had a bag of test strips. It's a difference. I hope you caught that. And the biggest thing was the feeling that I had at that time, imagining myself walking through the door with a bag of test strips, knowing that, oh man, I'm going to cash out. I had more than enough money. So the feeling that I had is I was at ease. I felt really good and confident that I had more than enough money to go ahead and book my flight. So I got ready. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm back on after I did that and I let it go. Didn't take me long to do that. So then I let that go and I just went to work. I went to work like everything was everything, but I went to work as if I knew I was going to Arizona. And so we just packed and just, I went to work. I was doing what I was doing, whatever. And I got this phone call. I want to say this was probably like a day or two before the event. I got a phone call from a guy and he came when we met, he had a box. So like, it was like a box, a big box that he had all these test strips in. I didn't carry the box because it was his box. It was like personalized, this big box, but I had to get a bag to put the test strips in from this. I guess we were like at a restaurant. It was like a restaurant. You know how you had a restaurant like a Wendy's or something, or Arby's, then you had a gas station type thing. So that's what it was. So I ended up with a big bag that I had to put the test strips in. I can't tell you how much at this very moment that I paid, but if I had to really think about the situation, I would tell you, I think that the guy, he used to flip the strips, but maybe he didn't have time, or maybe his buyer flipped on him, or maybe he was flipping them where it would have took too long for him to do what he needed to do, and he needed money right quick. So I ended up getting, I'm pretty sure I paid probably less than, maybe $400 or $500 for what he had, just based on what he had, maybe five, just depends on what they were. But back then, the rate of return that we were getting, I had more than enough money to purchase those tickets, 2 plane tickets, a hotel room, car rental, all our food and everything. And it was like a 2-day event. And I'm like, man. And so when I made it to Arizona, the first person that I saw was Brian Harris. I think I told y'all this story before. And but it's one that I love to kind of go back to myself, because it reminds me every time of the power of setting your intention, and also the power of really learning how to feel, understanding what it is that you want. Okay. And then having the feeling as though you already have it. And that's what it ended up being. And that within itself, I thought I had the picture in here. That within itself is what made it just like so freaking amazing. And I think it's on my Instagram. I'll go to my Instagram and pull it up. But yeah, so when I did that, and then you start applying it to business, apply it to your life. Before I was even into law of attraction or anything like that, I've always been pretty optimistic. I just hey, I'm going to put, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get it done. And, that's pretty much how I have been. So a lot of things I unconsciously did that were already, in the right direction in terms of, seeing myself, I would claim it is what I used to call it. I would just say, I'll give you a good example. I never forget when I saw my car, first car that I bought. And it was a Toyota Camry, and it was teal. It was pretty teal green. And it had I had a heck of a sound system. I tinted my windows. I had rims on my, we was in Mississippi, so we kind of country. But anyway, I saw my Camry when I had went to, I had went over to Louisiana, over to Vidalia, and they had it over at one of the, I think it was the post office or something, and it was parked, and it said for sale. And I went, and I happened to have noticed it the first time. I didn't say nothing, but I said, man, that bad boy look nice. Then I came back again, and I said, that's my car. Like, that's it. That's my car. And I went along my way, doing whatever it was that I was doing. And when I came back, I saw the phone number on there, and I called the number, and the guy, he came right away. He came right away, and I went and I drove the car. And that just did it for me, because I'm like, oh my God, I want this car. This is my car. And you got to understand, it had the DVD player in the front. It had the big speaker and the amp, and oh man, when I tell you, I didn't have to do nothing other than get the windows tinted and put my rims on there. Oh my God. So yeah, I know it's kind of country. It's kind of ghetto too, but whatever. But when I got in the car, I put my hands on it, and I'm trying to think, did I go that day? I think I called the bank. I called the bank, and I said, hey, there's this car. I want this car, and I had the lady, I can't remember what her name was, but she was real cool in the bank in Natchez and Regions Bank. And I said, I want this car. And she said, I forgot what it was she asked me or whatever. She said, well, what's your asked me about my credit. I said, 720. She said, come on in. I want to say it was good. I want to say it was that day. If it wasn't that day, it was the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happened that quick. And I didn't know, you could just walk in the bank and get them to, I had good credit though. But I just walked in the bank, and they say, here. It was, I didn't have to give her no documentation. That's why I was like, huh? She said, sign here. He came and had the title, signed it over. At that point, of course, to the bank, until I paid them off. And that was it. Done. I had my car. And I was like, man, this is wild, But I remember what I did. And so it was another time, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Oh, here go the picture I was talking about. I told you when I went to, excuse my phone. Yes, I dropped my phone, and yes, I'm looking very, let me see, what's the date? I like you to see the date on things. 2016. Okay, so a long time ago. Okay, and here's Sean Terry. He was the one that we went to, he was hosting the event for the wholesalers, and so you can see the date as well. Okay. But he was the reason why I had went. I wanted to hear from him. I wanted to hear what Brian Harris had to say, because he was talking something that it just touched my spirit. And if you go to his YouTube channel, Brian S. Harris, you can hear what I'm talking about. But anyway, that absolutely, just from that encounter, it took me getting into medical commodities, getting into that. And we did no money marketing. I had heard that before, but I didn't really understand, like, what is no money marketing? What? And then Brian Harris went right into it. So my ear was prepped for it from when I got in medical commodities. But when I heard it again with real estate with Brian Harris, I was like, whoa, wait. And he caught my attention. And after that interview that he did an interview with Sean Terry. I just showed you a picture of him. And Sean Terry asked him, he said, what book? It was at the end of the interview. He said, what book are you reading? And he said, Neville Goddard, Feeling is a Secret. I think it was, if it wasn't Feeling is a Secret, it was something, but it was Neville Goddard. I immediately went and looked him up, looked on YouTube, oh, honey, from that day, my life was changed. My life was changed. That's why I said I had to go. I had to go meet him, because he presented something to me that I had never heard before. But I knew that with the way that it touched my spirit, that's what I was looking for. And it has been nothing but constant change. Before anything changes, your whole world falls apart. I just want you to know. You gotta know that. Before it builds up and becomes better, baby. I moved from Mississippi to Louisiana to experience a flood. Then my son, all these things. Oh my God. And this was in 2016 now. And we had already, it was in August. So it was right before then. And then we had moved. Oh, it was just, but I took those principles that he taught us, because he had us meditating every 2 hours. And that's something one thing I'll tell you, I'm telling you, but I'm telling myself, what it takes for you to get to a particular place, what it takes for you to get what you desire, it's the same thing it's going to take for you to keep it. You better hear me good, because that's the problem. Consistency, persistency. You can't do something one time. You can't double. Do it for a little bit, then stop. You're slowing all your progress down. You have to be consistent. You have to do it just like your body depends on you to breathe. Your life needs you to consistently create your life, to consistently believe in that. You know what I'm saying? To understand the words that you speak, how it impacts your life, setting your intentions, meditating. These are the things. This is the work. And it's an ongoing thing. It's a lifestyle. It is your life. And that's probably the biggest thing that I think for people who get into law of attraction and they learn these different things, they learn the laws, they learn the principles, they have these different rituals or whatever that they do, it's ongoing. It's ongoing. It's ongoing. Make it a part of your life. Just make it a part of your life. When you do that, you have more control, with the consistency. When you don't, then you do it for a while. You start off, you positive, everything's wonderful, things are going like this. And then maybe there's a little bit turbulence. But instead of you still continue on, you doubt. And then you pull back. And then maybe you stop meditating, or you stop being positive, you stop being aware of what of what you're saying. And then Instead of being conscious about what you're speaking and what you're listening to, what you're watching, you just start phasing off into looking at anything, looking at garbage. And then the garbage starts showing up. Now you know what I'm saying? So the reminder or the thing to know is that when you start, don't stop. That's it. All right, y'all. I mean, we started off on one thing. I hope I stay on topic, y'all. But anyway, we started off talking about flipping your own tax money, and we went into something altogether different. Oh man. Well, if y'all rocking with me, y'all know how I do anyway. I just let it flow. So I know that it was meant for the person who needed to hear it. And y'all, I will get back with y'all later. Have a good one. It's your girl Tanya Rochelle, and bye-bye.